Hi, it's Jed from the Chinese Takeaway, and today we're going through the Samsung S21. Samsung is pulling all the stops this year and rearranged its yearly release schedule to reveal its high-end S-series in January. Samsung's latest flagship line of smartphones are here with the Galaxy S21 Ultra leading the charge. By comparison, the S21 may seem a bit basic, and in some ways it's not even an upgrade over its predecessor, the Galaxy S20. And with a starting point of $799 for a 128GB model, the Galaxy S21 is offering a more affordable entryway into the high-end market compared to its predecessor, the S20. So let's have a look at what you're going to get for the baseline flagship this year. The Galaxy S21 is gorgeous. Even in the face of one major redesign downgrade, the Samsung S21 has ditched the curved glass that's been on the face of Galaxy S series since the S6 Edge. However, it still is a feature on the S21 Ultra. But whatever the minor aesthetic reason that they had to remove the curved glass, I think it serves as a welcome one. The metal frame of the Galaxy S21 gets to flaunt much more of its new design as it's thicker around the sides, lending to the S21 to a more robust feel than the S20, and it blends up into the camera housing as well, which was a really nice touch. Samsung again cuts costs here by going with a plastic back instead of a traditional glass, but it doesn't feel noticeably cheaper. It features a pair of stereo speakers that pump out some decent sound levels for listening to podcasts in the shower or watching YouTube in the kitchen. The rear camera sensors are still in a vertical stack, and there's a dual SIM tray as well. However, one of the big things that the S21 removed was the micro SD card, which basically means you can no longer have affordable storage for your media, and this has been a trend for quite a lot of smartphone makers, removing the SD card slot, which is quite a sad trend because I feel that that's quite an anti-consumer movement. However, basically Samsung did this to partially make up for the low price for upgrading storage at the time of purchase. Samsung, though, hasn't ditched all of its fancy features from the previous generation. It still offers wireless charging and reverse wireless charging, which is the reverse wireless charging is a bit of a gimmick, but is still quite fun to show off to your friends in a pub. And it does sometimes come in quite in handy, especially if you have the Ultra, which holds quite a lot of battery. And there's also still the under-display fingerprint sensor, which they still use from the S20, which from personal experience is still very, very quick to register. Unfortunately, like many flagships right now, Samsung has also ditched the extra charging brick in the box. For some of it, this is a bit annoying because they have to factor the extra expense to buy the extra charger. However, for most of us, we've already have a smartphone beforehand, so I'm pretty sure we have quite a few charging bricks lying around, and it's not an issue because at least we have the cable, and at least we are preventing a bit more e-waste. I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of these companies are ditching the extra brick, because I think a lot of people already have them, as well as cutting down costs as well. The Samsung Galaxy S21 runs on Samsung's One UI 3.1 interface over the top of an Android 11, basically. It's highly customizable, but personally, I still think it comes with too many UI elements hiding in every corner. And it's nowhere near as bad as the previous generation bloatware that Samsung was getting a real bad rap for a few years ago. And I still don't like the Samsung default keyboard, as it has this really weird autocorrect feature. The biggest part for the S21 is getting to the camera. It starts to become all more apparent that the S21 is a little more than a relaunch of the S20 with some updated hardware. The wide and ultra-wide camera angles take nearly identical shots, and that's not a bad thing, as wide angle manages great detail, realistic colors, wide dynamic range, and holds up really quite decently in the dark. It still isn't as quick to shoot as the iPhone 12 though, but I think the selfies camera also continues to come out quite clean with still quite a lot of detail, which is a very, very good thing to see. The S21 also is highly capable when it comes to video, offers the same 8K 24 frames, 4K 60 frames, HDR 10 plus recording capabilities as its predecessor, and it also has all the annoying limitations in regard to features which can be used in what settings. You can't really do like different settings at the same time. Now, talking about the main reason why I got the S20, it's the display. The display area of the Samsung S21 this year had some interesting changes. The S21 has the same screen size as the S20, the bezels and cutout are roughly the same in size as well, but the resolution has been dropped from the S20 last year. The S20 was a 1440p by 3200 to just 1080-2400. One of the reasons why is because they just turned on the variable refresh rate to 220Hz by default. It's a sensible trade-off, as the screen, as I saw in stores, still remains very sharp, and now some smooth visuals to come with it as well. I do love the high resolution of the S20, and that's my standard resolution, and I do feel like we got cheated this year by the drop of resolution. All in all, the Samsung S21 is a highly respectable phone in just about every domain. Samsung has made some trade-offs to hit a more competitive price this year, helping it to keep an edge on the iPhone 12. Will I get it? No way, nah. With only a few upgrades over last year's model, and minor ones at that, it feels more like a facelift than a truly new phone. And since I have a Samsung S20, so the upgrade just isn't big enough, but it sure is pretty. That being said, I'll be doing a review of my S20 Ultra from a long-term perspective, so keep tuned for that. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you like what you see and you want to see more of my videos, like and subscribe in the bottom below. Thanks guys. Bye.